Krishna in this house. For 12 days, we are having the spiritual retreat in Austin, and during this time, we want to discuss 12 topics, and according to that, today we want to know about the spirituality and what means spirituality, what is the importance of spirituality, and what's the greatness of spirituality. Because without knowing all these things, all other activities are considered as meaningless. Without knowing the importance of spirituality, if you do any spiritual work, then it has no much meaning. So one should know before doing the thing, and one should know the importance of that, then it will affect more. That is why everyone should know the importance of spirituality, and everyone should follow the spirituality. Then only one can lead his life successfully. The spirituality has come from the bottom of the heart. Since thousands of years, maybe lakhs of years, crores of years, human beings are living in this earth. And everyone is leading his life leisure maximum 100 and 150 years, maybe 200 years in rare case. So during that time, so people, they used to think, oh, this life is very small. So before this life and after this life, no one knows what will happen. So it seems like very small period of span of the time, and within this small period, how can we affect the bigger span of the life? How we can make our future life and permanent life affected by this small life? That this thinking has found spirituality. If someone is not having this kind of thinking, then no meaning of spirituality. So one should see the life as a whole, and one should consider the life is precious, and one should consider his life after death also, and one should consider his life before that birth also. Then only he can find the importance of spirituality. That is why the beginning of the spirituality is Sukhameva me syat dukkham managapi ma bhavat. The inbuilt desire that always I should be happy. So I should not have any kind of sorrows or problems. Sukhameva me syat dukkham managapi ma bhavat. Everyone feels that I should be happy all the time, and any time I should not have any kind of bad feeling. And further, my children should be happy all the time, my family should be happy all the time, and my relatives should be happy all the time. So this is the first step of the spirituality. If this kind of feeling is all the time, it is all the time awakened, and if all the time one is feeling this kind of feeling, then only he can know the importance of spirituality. If this kind of feeling is not there, I need not be happy all the time, I need not be having any happiness in my time, then no opportunity or no importance for him, the spirituality of the spirituality. That is why people older time, rishis, they had this kind of feeling and they started to find out what is the solace, what is the uh, way to achieve this. Sukham, so sukhameva me syat dukkham manati mapo. They found whatever we are having this lifetime, it will not give the permanent sukha. Whatever we are having the arrangement for sukha. So one day or other day, we are going to lose that. So then what's the meaning of that? If I am going to leave this world, if I am one day or other day, if I am going to give up everything, then what is the point going behind that? So I should not give up that. That should be permanent for me, and it should give the happiness all the time. That way, if I go, then I will be more than happy. That was the feeling before the spirituality. That is the way the clever people they choice when there will be job opportunity. And there are two ways. So in one way, you get the immediate profit and immediate benefit, but you don't know when you are going to lose that and what will happen after that. Then another opportunity is the job is permanent and everything is permanent, but not more income. So in one way, big income but insecurity, and also tension, deadlines, everything is there. And you may get big income. But in another way, so no such kind of things, but you can sleep and you can live life without any tension. So clever people, okay, I need peace of mind. So let it be permanent one. No tensions. And more than clever people, they are ready to accept the tension, and also at the same time they are finding out the way to get the permanent thing also. That is why, that is the nature of the clever people. So the spirituality says you can get the happiness of worldly things, but not giving the price to the permanent. So you can balance both. Having all these facilities, if you are having the permanent guarantee also, then your life is done. Then spirituality has come. Because spirituality is not denying the worldly pleasure, but only adding the permanence. So you can have all these things and with the guarantee of the permanent happiness also. That is why spirituality has introduced. So if you lead your life in the way of spirituality along with all the worldly things, then it is the greatest life. That is why our Acharya says, Kuru Bhumshacha Karma Niyam Niyatam Haripada Vinamratiya Satatam. Many people they think that spirituality means resigning all the jobs and giving up all the families and going to forest and doing something. That is spirituality. But Acharya, he didn't say that. He says, be in the world, but don't forget God. Haripada Vinamratiya Satatam. So whatever possible and whatever opportunities you utilize that, and not giving up the knowledge of the bent of mind of the fast spirit mind. With all these things, if you continue, then you will get both. Here also you will be happy, and after the death also you will be happy. That is the golden way for good people. The same thing was narrated by Lord Krishna. Sve sve karmanya pirataha samsiddhim labate naraha. Sri Krishna says, don't give up your job. Continue. Whatever highest possible you do. But don't forget God. Then you can balance both life, here and there. But what people they are doing, we don't bother about life after death, but only we are bothering only life in this. That is the wrong thing we are leading. That is why Krishna says, all the time, do your karma, do your job, do your what, get whatever you possible, max, but don't forget God. If we follow this thing, then our same life can be converted into spirituality. If you are not having any kind of bent of mind on God, though you are doing puja, it is not spirituality. So if you are not ready to give up and sacrifice anything to the cause of spirituality, then though you are doing anything, it is not spirituality. That is why the importance of spirituality is connected to the future life of life after death and permanent happiness. That is why whoever wants to have that permanent happiness, he should come to the path of the spirituality. No way, no other way. That is why spirituality is the most important thing in this world, and building the relationship with God, that is the spirituality. Though you are doing everything, if you are not giving the more importance for the relationship with God, then it is not considered as spirituality. That is why Krishna says, I have blessed you like this. Just you remember me, that's all. You take everything, but at the same time, you should remember me. These are account of him and these are account of his blessings. Ishavasyavidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitaha agradaha kasya siddharam. So we live in a house of our friend. How should we live? So respecting him and showing the affection to him. Then the friend says, okay, you can live anytime. You are living in the house of your friend and you are not paying any respect to him, and you are ordering and you are harassing him, and next time what will happen? So he says, I am out of town, I am not here. So he will not receive your phone. Switch it off all the time. One can make how to make, though you are there, you can make a technology that making your phone has switched off for a particular person. That will be happen. So why we are not ready to give respect to our friend when we are living in his house? What thing we are going to lose? Nothing. So live with him and giving respect and showing love, then you can live any time. Every time he says, come to my house, stay here. Don't go to lodge or any other place. Stay with me. Because you are showing the affection. That is why, if there are two words in the life, anyone can lead his life successfully. One is thanks and one is sorry. So if That is why our Acharya says two words. Sorry and thanks. So say to sorry to Lord and say to thanks to God. Then you can lead your life successfully. Whatever you are doing, it is spiritual. Thanking Him and expressing that sorry to Him is very easy. That is why spirituality means considering God is important in our lifetime. So the whole life is centered in godliness. If you are leading God-centered life, then spirituality. If you are leading self-centered life, then materialism. It's not depending upon the action, it's depending upon your bent of mind. So if you are always thinking God-related things and considering everything is His blessings, then same thing will be considered as spirituality. If you are forgetting everything and doing the same thing, then it is not spirituality. The spirit behind the action, the spirit behind the rituals is considered as spirituality. That is called adhyatmika. So that is why one should consider everything is His blessings, everything is His mercy. So in return, if we are going to pay the respect, thanks to Him, then it's done. Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat juhoshi, tadasi, yat tapasya konteya, tat karoshu madarpana. You may be the software engineer, you may be the doctor, you may be the professor, you may be any other thing, but if you consider whole life is His blessings, and all good things are on account of His blessings, that karoshu madarpana, thank Him, then your life is spiritual life. If you are not doing all these things, though you may be the big software engineer or doctor or whatever, but you are neglecting God and you are not thanking God and you are not considering God in your life, then no spirituality. The spirituality means not only just doing the puja or anything, but it is the wavelength. It is the consideration. That is why all the time consider the relationship between God and us is the more important in our life than you are leading spiritual life. That is why in olden days, people they used to name of Lord every time. They were naming their children the name of God. Keshava, Madhava, Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, Sita Rama, Srinatha, all. Everything if you see, if you go 20 years and 30 years back, all our names were referring God. Just attractive name of God that they are used to. Now what happened? No one is ready to put the name of God to their children. Oh, why? Keshava. No, I don't want. So, new name. So just name which is not having any meaning. We are very delighted to put that. If you see, most of the name they are not having any meaning also. Just we want similarity and to call the person easily. We select that name. In older days, they were selecting the name from Vishnu Sahasranama, one of Sahasranama, favorite nama of Lord. Now we are selecting them from Google. Google is giving some name. If you say, how you find this meaningless name, then people they reply, from Google. That is why Google has become the guru. The bent of mind means, spirituality means, everywhere you should see God. You should consider your children as God, the gift of God, so that in return if you are using the name of God to them. If you consider your house as the gift of God, if you consider your vehicle as the Rathotsava. So that in olden days, the people they used to put the name of God to their vehicle. Now what happened? Everywhere children name, not our name, the God's name. So if you use the name of God everywhere, that means you are considering everything is an account of His blessings, then that is spirituality. So relationship between God and us is the, if we are going to give more importance for that, then it is spirituality. Why should I put the name of God for my house? Why should I put the name to my children to His name? No, I don't want. Then it's against spirituality. So consider His blessings, consider His wish, consider His order, that is spirituality. That is in olden days, they were leading peace of mind and they are having peace of mind in their lifetime because they were considering everything is His blessing. That is why if you go 50 years back, there was no word called divorce. No divorce. Only divorce has started since 50 years. Because they were considering everything is His blessing. My wife is my blessings of God, my husband is blessing of God. Then they don't want to change the wife or husband or children, whatever. Because they were considering everything is His blessings. It is His wish, so that I should follow His wish. If you are not ready to considering this one, then you want to have the divorce. You want, oh, it's against my wish. It is against my wish. If you are ready to consider His wish, then no, these things are bad things are not. That is why it is like you cannot change your father, you cannot change your mother, so that I cannot change my wife also. You cannot change your children. So how